Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Dan Nikci on the line, and it is a very special Reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I had a guest on in the past, and I liked him so much I had to bring him right on back. So today's special return guest, Dan, is also the founder and managing partner over at Applied Fund Solutions. Dan, welcome back to the show.
Adam, great to be here again. Thank you.
All right, so I'm excited to get into today's topic, not because it's the most fun topic, but it's very relevant right now. There's a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives out there listening, and I think talking about business continuity during crisis is important. But before we get into that, I don't want to assume that all of our new listeners caught your first episode, so let's just start off with you telling us a little bit more about what you're doing over at Applied Fund Solutions, please.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. So Applied Fund Solutions, we provide CFO services, shadow accounting services to alternative investment funds. So essentially, you think about the hedge funds out there, the private equity, the venture capitalists out there. We target these funds because of the fact that we spend most of our careers there. We are a former CFO. We're a team of former CFOs. We've been through the financial crisis. This is another crisis, unfortunately, that we're dealing with at this time. So it's really somebody that's sat in that seat as a CFO at different funds and really, been through some of the more challenging times and can really give feedback to whether it was the funds that we were at or now to our clients. There's been such a push towards outsourcing and really building out a resilient operation that you can easily scale up or down, and we're really well positioned and excited about being in that space on behalf of our clients, because at the end of the day, we're here to provide a service. We're here to enable our clients and let them really get out there and achieve their goals.
I love it, and I think it's a great transition too. So business continuity during crisis. I mean, where do you want to start with that one?
I think the way to kind of start off with that is really the idea that, when somebody thinks of, you've got to ask, first do you have a business continuity plan? And that's something you should really have in place to begin with. Start off with a simple checklist. What do I need? As we're going through this crisis and you're sitting at home, ask yourself, do I have everything I need? Would I do anything differently? Does the perception of my business, if there's a dog barking in the back or kids crying or whatever else is happening, I mean, at the end of the day, you're supposed to be able to show that your business is not being interrupted by, anything that's happening. Now, this is obviously an extraordinary situation just because of the fact that, first of all, I don't know if anybody's ever most people do not homeschool their kids. So the idea that they're going to be homeschooling while they're working and, tending to the family and to the kids while they're operating, and it's quite a drain it could be a drain on a person, it could be a drain on the resources within a home, let's say, meaning bandwidth and that sort of a thing. Can your bandwidth handle all of that? So we've had so many calls where, especially as people are getting comfortable in their home environment, drop calls and things like that, or people that, I couldn't hear anything, and you just, you keep on going, you keep running. So, but you certainly don't want to be one of those people. You want to know that everything is buttoned up, so you seem as professional as possible, and you're able to continue to provide that service. So you really got to ask yourself, am I doing everything that needs to be done? And it's just the idea that if you have this business continuity plan, it's a living document. It's something that you're continuously reviewing, and you're asking yourself, what can we do differently? And it's not just one person that kind of, it's not just simply the tone at the top. The tone at the top is set by saying, hey, we want everybody's opinion and feedback on this. So whatever it is, it could be, something that's very simple and easily taken for granted, but can make a huge difference. Business goes on. So, I mean, you don't want to put out, you want to be able to put up your, you want to put your best foot forward. And as a result, you want to ensure that if you're on a phone with a prospect, you're on the phone with a client, that they feel that, okay, they're properly set up and can handle the workload. You don't want to necessarily be calling from a cell phone. You don't necessarily want to, have all this noise. You want to know that you have a dedicated space. You want to know that cybersecurity is extremely important, even if you're working from home, that you've got the right protocol there as well. And again, it's a living document. You want to make sure that everything that's happening, as things come up, you may hear someone else have a good idea. You may see something that someone else is not doing so great. These are things that come into play. And, whether it's investors or clients, they're going to want to know that you have the right protocol in place, that you're not taking chances unnecessarily. And, things can happen in the market. Things can happen, unfortunately, as we can see, as the pandemic continues to spread. And, those are the kind of risks you cannot control. But there are risks that you can control, and it's our responsibility to get out there and say that we've got those things under control, and our business is not putting our clients at risk.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And what's funny to me when you say you don't want to be that guy with the call dropping and the this and the that is it's challenging, especially because it's new for a lot of people, and especially people that maybe weren't used to or haven't used a lot of like video softwares or other things and talked about finance and other things, or maybe even aren't used to seeing themselves on video in a professional setting, right? Like that's different. A lot of people have done it on FaceTime, but that's a different conversation than talking with an investor or with a board or, in a professional setting. Is different, right?
Absolutely. I think that's exactly it. It's people haven't necessarily been in that situation. And now, even if you have, again, this is such an extraordinary situation where most people are working from home, and it's not just simply professionals in a professional environment or professionals only, where you can necessarily control that environment. You may have, small children in the background. You may have, anything could be happening at that point in time, and there's a lot of things that one needs to control in their environment in order to make sure that it's business as usual. Because at the end of the day, that's essentially our responsibility. We need to be able to, put these things aside and say, look, I've got a responsibility. I've got something to do right now, and you've got to tend to it.
Yeah. What's your view on continuity, not just on the risk side, but just around like team and team performance and kind of keeping everybody together? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think this is unfortunately, you find a silver lining in any situation, and that's what we have to try to do. But I mean, you got to take that opportunity and call clients and call your teammates and make sure that everybody, you have this constant check-ins much more often, let's say, where everybody's in a loop and clients know as well that you're available and you'll be available, and nothing has changed in the relationship. And not only that, but there's a lot of pain in the market right now, whether it's in the financial markets or you don't know what somebody's personal situation is. There is a virus spreading, and you could just kind of be that comforting person that reaches out and shows that they care. And so it's it really is an opportunity as well to show people that you're well aligned, you care about their well-being, their families, that sort of thing. A lot of times people don't necessarily go into the families, let's say, that how are you and this and that, and how's business, and well, how's your family? Does this affect you? I hope this doesn't affect you. I hope everybody is healthy and well. And so it really does create an opportunity for people to reach out and make sure you're making those connections. Now, that's whether it's with the clients or your your partners and employees, but it all really matters at the end of the day. And this is all a people business, right? So we've got to make sure we're connecting with people, that we care about people, and you put out that goodwill, and let the rest take care of itself.
No, well said. So Dan, that being said, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information on Applied Fund Solutions or to reach out, I mean, what's the best way for them to do that?
I said we've got our website, appliedfundsolutions.com. You can look me up as well on LinkedIn. We've got Applied Fund Solutions is on LinkedIn. Applied Fund Solutions is on Twitter, applied_FS. LinkedIn and probably the website are always the easier way to go. You can set up time with us as well for a consultation. We're happy to speak to people that are in the industry. We're happy to speak to, managers that are thinking about launching their own funds, that sort of thing, or somebody that's looking to take their operations to the next level. I mean, we use the top technology and that sort of thing. So, we kind of think of it as a continuous pursuit of excellence. It just doesn't end. You got to continuously think of how can you make it better, and that's what we owe to our clients. So, there's a lot of ways of reaching out to us, or on LinkedIn. So, we're happy to connect to people and help others connect as well.
Fantastic. Well, hey, Dan, really appreciate you coming on the show today and giving our business owners tips on maintaining continuity during the crisis. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you had a lot of fun listening to this. Hope you got some value out of it. If you did, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments on the video. Love to hear what's going on with you and in your world, and take the conversation and keep it going on the YouTube community. And Dan, thanks again for coming on the show.